Wait, are you scrolling past this video? You mean you want to scroll when you and I know that we have the same enemy? Yes, we both have the same enemy. Don't even tell me anything. I know we both have the same enemy. And it's not the devil. Oh, you wanted to accuse the devil of being the enemy. Yes, he's an enemy, but he's not the enemy I'm talking about. You and I have the same enemy, and ego is the enemy. Welcome to this episode of Book Review with Shalom, a place where we dive into the world of books, thoughts, and ideas. On this episode, we'll be looking at a book that was written by Ray Holiday. It's titled Ego is the Enemy. Ego is the enemy. Ego is an unhealthy belief in yourself. There's so much confidence in yourself that you feel like you're above every other person, that you feel like nobody can talk to you. Ego is that particular thing that stops you from learning most of the time. And ego is that thing that wants you to dominate, wants you to talk, wants you to take over, wants you to be in charge. So ego is your enemy. Holiday stated 3 phases of our life where ego shows up. You know, the guy doesn't really show up anyhow. He shows up when he knows that he can actually get you down. So I will be discussing 2 phases of your life where ego becomes the enemy in your life. And I think if you want to really deal with ego, you want to stay tuned to this video. So let's go. The first stage where ego becomes the enemy is the aspiring stage. At this stage, what does ego do? Ego becomes problematic. Ego doesn't want you to learn. Ego doesn't want you to also do. At this stage, what ego does is it makes you talk so much. It makes you talk about the things you want to do. Oh, I'm going to start a YouTube channel and I want to do this. I want to discuss about that. Ego will make you seek the approval of people. At the aspiring stage, what ego does is it makes you want people to approve you. So you begin to tell people about the things you want to do, and you are not really doing any of those things. It makes you want to discuss your ideas. You probably just want to post your ideas on Facebook, on Twitter. You probably just want to post your ideas on Instagram, or you just want to post your ideas on TikTok. You just want to keep talking. And why do you want to keep talking? You want to keep talking because you want people to feel like you're becoming something and to approve of that thing that you are becoming. So ego becomes problematic at this stage because ego hinders you from learning and it hinders you from moving forward. Ego is your enemy. At this stage also, it makes talk and hype become what you do more than action. So taking action is different. So what you do is you look for hype. You look for where, when you post this idea that you're proposing, probably you just want to write a song and you begin to hype the song while you've not written down one thing about the song. So at this stage, where ego comes about it, it makes you desire the talk and the hype that comes from people. So deal with the ego at this aspiring stage. Else, you might not be able to move into the next stage. And what is the next stage? The next stage is the succeeding stage. So finally, you've been able to deal with ego at the aspiring stage. You have succeeded. You're now the CEO of Book Review with Shalom. You're now doing so well in your profession. People are now coming to you. What does ego do? Ego comes in at this stage to stop you from learning. It makes you feel like you are the Lord of yourself and there is nobody that you should learn from. So it hinders you from wanting to listen to anybody. It makes you feel like you know all. So it stops you from being a student. At the succeeding stage, ego makes you overconfident. You feel like any idea that this person is going to say is not as good as yours. You feel like you know it all, and so nobody should tell you what to do. You feel like people should listen to you. You know the other state you want to talk. At this point, because you have achieved so much and you have so much evidence, you feel like people should always listen to you and not you speaking. At this stage, it even hinders you from having mentors. So ego becomes your enemy at whatever stage in life that you have found. Now let's go quickly to how we can deal with ego at every stage, or how we can handle our ego, because it's not totally wrong to have ego. But when it is too much, it becomes a challenge. So how do you deal with ego? He gave 3 ways into which you can deal with ego. He calls it the plus, minus, and equals to. The plus, minus, and equals to. This is how you deal with ego. Now, how do you deal with ego at the aspiring stage? At the aspiring stage, you need somebody who is your equal, somebody within your age range that is doing well and that can push you. You need somebody who is ambitious within that stage, because at the aspiring stage, ego makes you not to do a lot. It just makes you to seek the approval of people, and then you spend most of your time talking about the things you want to do instead of actually doing those things. So when you finally get somebody who is within your either your age range or is trying to accomplish what you are trying to accomplish and is ambitious about it, is going all out about it, that will help you to pull down your ego and go into action instead of talking and also looking for people's approval. So remember that when you are at the aspiring stage, what you need is somebody on your level. Yes, it's somebody on your level to challenge you. Now, what happens to you when you are at the succeeding stage? At the succeeding stage is where you need somebody who is a plus. A plus means you need a mentor, somebody who has attained the heights you want to attain, somebody who has done the things you want to do and is doing it better than you. So when ego comes to make you feel like you're the best that there can be, you look at that person who has gone above you or who is doing better than you, and then you begin to aspire to be like that person. You begin to want to learn to that person. And also at the aspiring stage, remember to stay a student. Don't feel that because you've been able to accomplish this much, and so that is all that there is to life. Ego wants you to think that that is all that there is to life. But we are saying that no, there is more. And so you have a mentor you can always look up to and feel challenged that you should do more or you don't really know more. At every stage in your life, there is always something. So what happened at your failing stage? Because the last stage and the stage I will not be talking about, because I want you to get the copy of this book and read about it and learn about it, is the failing stage. What happens? Where does ego show up at the failing stage? And how do you manage ego at the failing stage? My question to you is, what stage are you? Are you at the aspiring stage where you have not really accomplished so much, but you're tempted to talk about the things you want to accomplish, the things you want to do, instead of really doing them? Or you are at the succeeding stage where you have accomplished so much and you're tempted to believe that that is all that there is to life and that is all that there is to you, and nobody is better. You don't have to learn from anybody. Or you are at the failing stage where you have accomplished so much, but things have gone so wrong. Whichever stage you are, I would advise you pick a copy of Ego is the Enemy and read through this book. Believe me, you will not regret reading this book. There are so many things that have been written in this book, so many inspiring stories that I have not shared with you, and you'll be inspired by the examples that have been given. So get a copy of this book and read and deal with ego in your life. See you on the next episode of Book Review with Shalom. For now,